News alert, gay couples take their fight to Tallahassee. They want Attorney General Pam Bondi to stop the legal fight against same-sex marriage. A Seminole County boy is talking this morning about being stung by a wasp so badly he ended up in the hospital. We contacted the owner, who did not want to appear for an on-camera interview. Over the phone, the owner, who happens to be a realtor, told us he lived in the house for a decade and admitted he's now renting it out. Great news, the smallest baby ever born at Florida Hospital will be home for Christmas. Crime alert, manhunt tonight for some creeps who stole from a couple in their 80s, ransacking their home in broad daylight. The judge in the Casey Anthony bankruptcy case has to decide whether the 2 defamation lawsuits filed against her can continue. Casey Anthony claims she's broke. New this morning, a teenager is facing serious charges after deputies say he robbed a Walgreens with a gun. Only on Fox, an Orlando District Fire Chief in trouble again. He's been accused of being drunk in public before, and now concerned neighbors say they saw him naked. Shannon Butler is in our Sentinel newsroom. At 10, how much space do you really need to live day to day? More people are going smaller. A man in Wyoming is catching attention for his stylish mobile homes. The NFL playoffs are down to the Final Four. A trip to the Super Bowl on the line. The AFC Championship is up first. Developing news, a break in one of 2 cold cases from more than 40 years ago. 2 sets of human remains were discovered in Paramore back in 1977. Now, thanks to technology, detectives identified one of them as Nancy Grace Daniel. All right, well, hopefully you are hanging out, relaxing in your bed today, but it's safe to say we could all use a chance to recharge our batteries, so to speak. A new company in Castleberry promises to help you tune out life's distractions and just relax.
This past winter, they won 7-2 that night.
7-2.
I mean, they just crushed the other team.
You're a good luck charm.
Maybe I was, yeah. But folks.
So for more on what's going on, let's turn to Fox political editor Craig Patrick. So Craig, we hear the deadline was today. It has now been pushed back till tomorrow, but there's some confusion about what the administration is actually doing. They're saying if you wait in line tonight, you're okay for tomorrow. What's going on? Well, speaking of frozen foods, there is plenty of that at the new Trader Joe's opening today in Winter Park. And David Martin is there live this morning. And David, the place will be packed in a few hours, so it looks like you have quite a few people behind you right now.
It's
your song.
Is it?
It's your song.
I had no idea what was mine.
Let's see your moves.
I have zero moves.
You know what this is.
I hurt myself. I think I just tore an ACL just now under the desk.
Right, right now. That was Flo Rida singing his new single, Can't Believe It.
As if we had to tell you that.
Now, not many people got to do what you did, singing on Idol stage in front of millions. I mean, what did that feel like when you're up there doing what you were probably born to do?
Yeah.
I'll go out on a limb. I'm going to say that is not the way to fix a clock.
Good guess there. Well, fixing timepieces is an art, though. Fox 45's Tom Johnson introduces you to a clockmaker in Mount Dora.
What do you think? We're going to put Kimberly on the spot this morning. She's never gotten to play with us before.
First time playing. Good luck.
I'm not sure, but you know what they say when you're not sure? You go with C. So I'm going with C.
Okay. All right. So she's agreeing with Wilson, who's playing along with us on Twitter this morning.
Wilson says Aerosmith.
Right now on Fox 35 News at 5.
Tonight at 5, drama at one of the most popular hotels near the Daytona Beach Pier. A boy hit by a bullet that came through the wall in his room. Good evening, I'm Kimberly Wiggins. News alert, gay couples take their fight to Tallahassee. They want Attorney General Pam Bondi to stop the legal fight against same-sex marriage. More than 7,000 petitions were delivered today. Fox 35's Dana J live in the Satellite Center with this story. Dana?
This evening, I'm Dana J, Fox 35 News.
Dana, thank you. We will continue to follow this developing story. Get breaking updates sent to you with our new Fox 35 News app. To download it, text Fox 35 to 46988. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. Crime alert, manhunt tonight for some creeps who stole from a couple in their 80s, ransacking their home in broad daylight. Fox 35's Melissa Mahadeo reports from Daytona Beach.
Good evening. Well,
what should have taken minutes took hours.
Right. Tonight there is real outrage over lethal injection, but the victim's family can't understand it.
This man, conducted a horrifying murder.
Yeah, back to school is right around the corner, and Orange County still nearly 400 teachers shy. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bob Fryer.
And I'm Kimberly Wiggins. They held a job fair today. The good news for your kids, well, it was packed.
Reporting at the Orange County Courthouse, Holly Bristow, Fox 35 News.
Well, it's the local story making national headlines. A Marine goes to the VA clinic to get a prescription, ends up waiting for hours. Then he realizes everyone left and he's stuck inside. Here's a 911 call.
You know what today is?
I don't. What is it?
It is National Tequila Day, third time this week.
Third time this week? I feel like we need to throw a party right now.
This is a party. That's what we're having right now.
What was I thinking?
You were invited.
Okay, but one Orlando hotspot is giving out much, much more for their party than just big drinks.
This is our Viva Las Vegas roll. You've got
now on Fox 35 News.
Developing now, a stray bullet going through a hotel room on Daytona Beach. A child inside a room injured. What police say led to this.
Gay couples taking their fight to Tallahassee. The message they are sending to the state attorney general over gay marriage.
Not much action today, but that cold front means more storms. I'll have the latest forecast.
Plus, where's the bus? Why we may have to spend more money for buses that are supposed to serve Sunrail stops.
Right now on Fox 35 News at 6.
Developing tonight, a child recovering after a bullet goes through a hotel room wall.
Yeah, police say that a man in the next room fired the shot thinking that the gun was empty. Fox 35's Holly Bristow has the very latest from Daytona Beach.
Now on Fox 35 News.
A burglar caught on camera and the warning from law enforcement about what might have made it easy for him to get inside.
Are you denying the allegations of abusing your brother?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Never, ever, ever.
A Daytona Beach man charged with abusing his disabled brother. What investigators say he did.
Migrant children who crossed into the country in Arizona are now in Florida tonight, where they're being housed and why neighbors aren't happy to see them.
Right now on Fox 35 News at 10.
And we start tonight with a Fox 35 crime alert out of Orange County. An accused home burglar is on the run tonight with an easy way to get inside and steal.
Deputies say he used a spare key for the victim's home, but you can bet he didn't realize a surveillance camera was rolling. The burglary happened at a home in the North Shore in the Lake Hart subdivision on Monday. That's just east of the 417. Fox 35's Tiffany Teasley joins us live now with details. Tiffany? Tiffany, thank you. Police in Daytona Beach need your help to find two accused burglars who ripped off a couple in their 80s. Surveillance cameras got the suspects inside the home in the Indigo Lake subdivision Wednesday morning.
All of the personal items that meant a lot to us, some of it was money, my coin collection of silver items, all of her jewelry, tore everything, threw it all on the floor. Every drawer was removed, all the clothes were thrown out of the closet.
And we had to clean it up.
Well, my office was just totally devastated. They went through every file, every box, every file drawer. It just like you go into a war scene.
We're in our 80s. They took things that mean a lot to us. The emotional things that people have given us that won't mean anything to them, they'll just throw them away.
Now, officers describe the suspects as teens or early 20s. Now, they say the young men may have been driving a black SUV or silver Toyota Highlander. New at 10 from Volusia County, deputies were close to capturing a murder suspect tonight, but he got away. Ian Maddox is accused of killing a man in a triple shooting at the Circus Bar on Mason Avenue in Daytona Beach on Sunday. Tonight, deputies spotted his car and started following him, but he managed to get out of the car and run away. Maddox is considered armed and dangerous. If you spot him, call 911. Also new at 10 from Brevard County, a man is accused of calling 911 twice to try and get out of a speeding ticket in West Melbourne. Now listen to what Julius LaPouts told a sheriff's office dispatcher.
Definitely someone's going to get shot. Please, please, Wingate in Hollywood, please.
Okay, sir. 911, what is the address of your emergency?
I'm sorry, it's Wingate in Hollywood in Melbourne, Florida. Wingate in Hollywood in Melbourne, Florida. I swear there's going to be a murder any second. There's a man under gun. Please, I just called. It's Wingate in Hollywood. I don't have an address.
Now, several police officers responded to the scene to investigate, but it turned out to be a hoax. But a sheriff's office dispatcher did a search on the cell phone from the caller and discovered the phone belonged to the suspect, Julius Lapouts. Authorities say the 911 calls were made in hopes of distracting the officer, who pulled him over so he would rush to investigate the phony murder instead of giving him a ticket. It didn't work. Lapouts has to now pay $209 for the speeding ticket, plus he faces a third-degree felony charge for misuse of the 911 system. Flash forward to Friday. That's when President Obama will meet with the presidents of Guatemala and Honduras. The Central American leaders are in Washington to discuss the recent problem of immigrant children crossing illegally into the United States. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi met with the leaders today.
It's important for us to hear from the presidents their perspective, especially on the migration issue, which has such an impact now as we address the concerns that American people have about the children at the border.
Right now, Congress is divided over the president's emergency request for $3.7 billion in funding to address the border crisis. New at 10 from Pasco County, a Jewish center is coming under fire for housing some of those illegal immigrant children. Fox's Evan Axelbank joins us live from our Tampa newsroom tonight. Evan, new at 10, there's a new push to let voters decide on making any changes to beach driving in Volusia County. Now, this comes after several owners of large hotel projects have asked the county to reduce beach driving in their areas. Fox 45's Kelly Joyce reports. So we thought there was a chance, but the weather affected the launch.
For the launch today?
Again.
No.
Only on Fox tonight, Lynx wants to spend $3 million building a bus super stop in Pine Hills. Fox 45's Mike Synan is asking, is it worth it or wasted?
Getting schooled right now on Fox 35. It has been a year since Lake Highland Preparatory School made national news with its drug policy.
Leaders of the Orlando private school decided to test all students in 7th through 12th grades. Now, failing 2 drug tests meant getting kicked out. I sat down with the school's president to see how the first year played out. Lake Island Prep in Orlando prides itself on setting the standard, from the high-tech smartboards and science rooms to its state-of-the-art television studios. President Warren Hudson,
it's the latest, the greatest, the most up-to-date.
a former naval commander, is used to navigating rough territory. He says they implemented their drug policy not because they have a drug problem, but because they want to keep it that way.
I think that young people being young people, they're going to take risks, they're going to experiment, and we knew that. We've done something about it.
The policy stems from a 2012 survey.
One of the things they asked about was use of drugs, and we had students who admitted to using drugs in the last 30 days.
So during the 2013-2014 school year, 7th through 12th graders had to donate a hair at the beginning of the year for testing by a private company. 6 random tests were also conducted. 1 failed test, and the student must be retested within 100 days. Fail a second time, and you're thrown out of the school. The school tests for 18 different drugs.
Of course, they're looking for some horrible ones like heroin and cocaine, barbiturates.
But it also picked up on some prescribed ones.
We had some that came back with oxycodone or hydrocodone or whatever those pain-killing drugs are, and the families brought us the valid prescription, and that was the end of the story.
As for the results, 1,200 students were tested last year. During that time, Lake Highland sent 1,600 samples to the lab. 9 students tested positive. 6 tested negative when they were retested. 1 must be retested at the beginning of this school year. The 2 who failed,
those students are no longer at our school. We asked them to withdraw.
Hudson says some parents have even asked him to do their dirty work.
We've had parents say, my son is acting weird, would you test him?
All of those tests came back negative. Hudson says the policy doesn't seem to have negatively affected interest, though.
I would say this has been a very much of a plus in terms of enrollment.
Parents' reactions haven't all been positive.
We've had some parents who I would say maybe are in the libertarian way of thinking that maybe we're being intrusive.
But Lake Highland is a private school that can make its ones rules. One's Hudson hopes will help his students.
We'll continue to make sure that we help our children grow in wisdom and stature and in God's favor at Lake Highland.
Now, 2 families did withdraw their students before school started last year. We're told it's because they knew their child had problems with drugs. Now, a donor paid for last year's test. The president of Lake Highland Prep says that same donor will do it again this year.